this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make thousands of dollars a week reselling one-to-one products. As you can see, these are some of the one-to-one products I'm currently reselling. The designer cologne does really well, along with the Louis Vuitton, some of the Cardis. I've been trying to get into more clothing recently, so the Spider hoodie, the Montclair beanie. Obviously, AirPods are always been a big one, along with the Maxes. If I had to choose out of all of them, the designer cologne for sure sells the best. This literally comes and goes ASAP. What I'm gonna do now is order some of these products in bulk. You would probably order one or two just to sample it. It sells good for you before going all in with your money. Obviously, through trial and error, I already know what sells good for me, so I can really hone in on the best and order them in bulk. Reselling is absolutely taking over right now. If you look at these guys, they're making literally $100,000 a month just by reselling all of these products you see here. So you too want to be out in Miami driving supercars just like that. I bought a 2024 Mustang all off reselling. Unfortunately, it's not a Lambo yet, but with Q4 coming up, it will be soon. Trust me, all the people you see making money are no different than you. Just getting into reselling, there's actually a new method going around. Rather than just doing all the old methods like the sneaker reselling and iPhone flipping, you would order cheap designer one-to-one products just like this and resell it for more. The reason this works so well is because you're getting what you want at a fraction of the price. Not sacrificing quality either, since they are one-to-one. One-to-one means that they're not actually real or authentic, but every single detail, stitching, tag, letter, it's all the same, which is what helps them sell so well, since you can get exactly what you want at a fraction of the price. I get my products from a cheap supplier. I would recommend you do too. If you guys are looking for a supplier, I have one linked in the description. It'll be $15 and you'll have access to everything you see here and more. Once you get the supplier, choose what you want to resell, place an order or a bulk order if you really got money like that, and list them on literally every single app possible to up your chances. Facebook, Mercari, OfferUp, Letgo, Depop. And if you got the supplier links from the link in the description, then they can pass on StockX and GOAT. As far as my credentials go, I've been reselling for over a year. Before I got into one-to-one reselling, I did sneaker reselling. These shoes here, even some down there. But at the end of the day, one-to-one reselling is so much more profitable. So I know a thing or two about reselling. Today I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do to make a lot of money so that you can buy your dream car, retire your mom, move to Miami, or maybe just flex on your friends. The first step you're going to want to do is, if you do not have a supplier link, go down to the description. I have the cheapest one linked. It's only $15. I have not found them cheaper anywhere else. All the people you see on these screens sell their suppliers for $40 and use the exact same ones for $15. If you already have suppliers, you can skip this step. Then what you're going to want to do is pick a product that's high in demand. I would suggest designer clothing, as cologne can get kind of hard to sell. Example, Spider hoodies, Dior, EE shorts, anything like that. If you have the product picked, you want to order one or two to your house. You may even be able to get a free sample by messaging the supplier. I know the supplier from my links does give out free samples. Then you're going to have to wait a little bit for it to come to your house. Once it's at your house though, you want to make sure the quality is one-to-one. You can do this by asking people on Discord or doing a legit check online. If the quality is one-to-one, then you're good to go. You're going to want to sell it and use that money to buy as many as you can. This is where having a little bit of extra money saved up from a job can really help you. The more pieces you can place per order, it's going to speed up the process very quickly. Example, if I can get 20 hoodies and make $80 profit on each one, then that's around $2,000 in profit, when if I could only get 5 hoodies, it wouldn't be nearly as close as that. A really good way to find out if your product's in demand is to ask your friends or even ask yourself if you would be buying this. For example, Eric Emanuel shorts are starting to go out of season since we're getting into the colder weather, and a lot less people are wearing shorts. This might be a perfect time to pick up some essential sweats, as those would sell really good. I know personally for me, they sold really good last winter. One thing to note is that it is harder to start with less money. The more money you have, the easier to be. My supplier will sell Spider hoodies for a lot cheaper if you're placing a bulk order. For example, 10 of them will only be $350, where one of them would be $50. Even at $50, you're still able to resell them for $120 to $200. Just make sure to do a little bit of research on the market, on StockX, GOAT, in person, before you place your order. Spider hoodies are getting a little saturated, but just for an example, if you guys wanted to place 4 hoodies for $200, that's how much it would cost from the supplier to get to you. Once you have them, you would list them for $120, $180, whatever your kind of market is. It is different per area. Let's say you're able to sell all 4 for $200, that's $800 minus your $200 cost, that's $600 in profit right there. You take that $600 and go buy more hoodies, maybe test out what sells best for you for Louis Vuitton, even try AirPods. It's all about finding what works for you, because what works for me isn't guaranteed to work for you, and I learned that the very hard way. Once you get the product, you want to take pictures from every single angle. For example, these AirPods right here, I take a picture from the front, from the side, from the top, from the back, and make sure you always get a picture of the serial number and say if it's working if you are reselling electronics. Once you have all these pictures, list them on every single social media app. You could even post on your Snapchat story. Or if you have the supplier from the description, you can list them straight on GOAT or StockX and get top dollar for them. And every single person that's interested in buying your products will message you on your listing. They'll usually try to hackle you a little bit. Some people will lowball. One tip is, if you're trying to sell a product, list it for higher than what you want the sale to be. For example, if I had AirPods and I wanted to sell them for $200, I would list them for $220, as most people are going to lowball you anyway. Again, this is only if you're selling on apps. If you're selling on Go or StockX, you will not have to worry with this, which is why I recommend the links from the description. After you have found your buyer and you have agreed on the price, all you have to do is message them back and complete the sale. It really is that simple. You can either meet them up in person and collect cash, or you can ship it to them depending on their location to you. Always remember, the more places that your product are listed, the more potential of you selling them out quicker. I truly recommend getting on every single app possible and not just sticking to one. I know it might be annoying to list them on every single app, but trust me, this is 10 times better than working at 9 to 5 and only getting $100 a day. I'm even gonna put you guys onto a secret untapped method that people are using to sell their AirPods and electronics out like crazy. It's an app called PlugTech. It's a third-party app that not a lot of people are on, so if you're into selling AirPods or iPhones, trust me, you need to get on this app as soon as possible. To ship out the product, all you have to do is go to the UPS or USPS store or any mailing service near you. You can put the product in a box. You can print out their label. If you don't have like a shipping label print out, you can literally just print it out on a normal piece of paper and tape it onto the package. It's extremely simple. The people at the USPS store will help you, and it really is that easy. Now, normally the shipping is free from my experience unless you're shipping something extremely heavy and weighted. For example, my AirPods are free shipping, whereas something like this hoodie might not be. But again, if you're selling on StockX or Go, you won't have to worry about shipping as that'll be covered in the cost. For meetups, make sure you're meeting up in a public spot in the daytime. My friend actually did run into a sketchy situation going to a meetup a couple weeks back. So make sure it's in a public place like a mall sometime in the day, just to avoid unnecessary problems. Maybe even go to a cop station if you're really that paranoid. Maybe go with a friend or a parent. You can even look up videos on TikTok of meets going wrong, and I would hate for that to happen to one of you guys. Never have them meet you at your house. If you're too lazy to go out and meet them somewhere, never have them come to your house. You definitely don't want anyone knowing your location. Make sure you have every single payment method. My personal #1 payment method for meeting up people in person is cash. As you can see, I have a couple thousand right here. But sometimes they will take like Venmo or Zelle or Cash App or anything like that. So you just want to be prepared for everything. And that's really it. You basically buy a cheap one-to-one product and resell it to a person or anybody else for the full price. It's all supply and demand, just like any other business model like TikTok Shop, drop shipping, anything like that. You find a cheap product and you sell it for more and you profit off the difference. Now I'm gonna tell you some secrets that I wish I knew when I started. #1 is customer service. You have to be as friendly as possible. I don't care if you're extremely introverted, try and be as friendly as possible. This can lead to repeat customers. Whenever they're looking for something, they might hit you up or they might be constantly checking your page. I hope this video helped you. Always make sure to lock in and start right now. 99% will scroll off this video. They'll save it for later. They'll come back. And I want you to start right now. Take the steps that I literally just said in this video and implement them. And I promise you, you'll change your life.